So headaches, as I mentioned, is what power cuts are causing, of course, but lives thrown into disarray and businesses losing money every minute they don't have power. So we're now into stage 5 power outages, but Eskom says it's taking action. It's launched 3 separate power purchase programs. Now, they say this is an effort to secure an additional 1,000 megawatts of electricity generation. Well, we'll talk about what those power solutions are in a moment. First of all, my colleague, eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila, out and about. Earlier, you were in Randburg for us, and now you've headed over to North Riding as well. And if anyone knows the area of North Riding, will know how bad the blackouts there are, Aviwe, because even though right now they're probably in load shedding, a schedule of load shedding, when it's supposed to come back on, it doesn't, and it doesn't for days. It must be a nightmare where you are.
Well, Gareth, we're trying to get inside North Riding, but of course the traffic has put us to a halt here. We're just on the sidelines of Malibongwe Drive as well as Bel-Air's Drive, heading to North Riding, where of course the traffic lights are off. One of many as we try to make our way this side that are currently off. In fact, the tip that I'd give the viewers out there who are trying to make it work on time is use a taxi, because it seems like they're the only ones that manage to snake through, as illegal as it is, even on the pavements, going through the traffic here. But for us ordinary citizens to actually follow the rules and regulations of the law, it is a nightmare trying to get through this traffic. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get maybe a few comments from the people as they make their way to work, starting even maybe with this gentleman, just to get an idea of how frustrating load shedding is. Sir, it looks like he's on his way already, but of course the frustrations have been felt by the majority of the people here as they make their way to work. I'm going to try to get a quick comment here. Putwam, load shedding, how is it impacting you getting to work?
No, mfethu ngilate njengamanje plus sebezongixosha nasesipanini. Last warning, no.
Last warning. He says he's on the last warning. He's late this current moment. He fears that he might be fired from his job because of what we're seeing here and the lights being out. A similar sentiment that has been shared, in fact, by many people that are trying to get to work. But of course, the traffic lights that are out are a heavy burden to most of them. I'm not sure if we're going to get maybe a quick comment from the gents at the back. Just load shedding in Petenjane emakhaya load shedding.
Load shedding kunzima malume. Hayi, angithi uyabona manje ukuthi siyadelay ukufika emsebenzini.
Yeah.
So ezinye izinto azihambi kahle. Angazi ukuthi abanye bayayithola njani.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Another burden of load shedding, saying that it's quite difficult to even get to work. I actually see people on the taxi there. I'm going to try go to them. Oh, but it seems like the taxi's moving itself. But I don't know if I can get a quick word there. Maybe they're having it easier, given that the taxis seem to be the only ones that are managing. Niyamajani kule load shedding kule taxi ma?
Kabuhlungu asiyazi uthi sizwenza njani uyabona ukuthi kuyabheda sizofela emgodeni asisakwazi na kujampa maroboto yonke imile siyamsebenzini late umlimu ngeke asinikeze imali amabonus sizoyithola phi.
Money for bonuses is the complaint there, because she's saying that they'll arrive late at work. Very frustrated commuter heading to work in a taxi, saying that they can't even jump the robots now as you'd ordinarily expect some of these taxi to do. But now it seems like they have to actually follow the road regulations. Yeah. Some of the frustrations that we are met with on the ground on stage 5, level 5 load shedding, and the president promising to come back with urgency to come and deal with this crisis, and a much needed efforts from the president, because a lot of the people on the road are quite frustrated, Gareth.
We should get bonuses because of blackouts. I love that. And I suppose this is the problem, Aviwe. Please just be very careful in that traffic. I know sometimes drivers can get a bit irritated with road traffic lights that aren't working. So please just be careful no one bumps you, or our camera person as well. Because I suppose the issue here as well is that many people, the one gentleman, as he was driving away from you, saying that I think you repeated it, that he's on his final warning. I mean, this is going to be a problem, isn't it, for employees when their employers start giving them trouble and start giving them grief for being late to work. But I mean, here you are in North Riding, you're not going anywhere quickly. I mean, employers need to be a little more understanding, surely.
Well, I hope my own employers will be understanding as why I couldn't make it to North Riding to speak to those people that obviously are suffering the deep space of load shedding. But of course, you see this lady there showing us a thumbs down. This lady, I'm not sure if she can wind down her windows. Maybe we can get a word quickly with her. The frustrations on the road on load shedding. So
I'm more productive at home. This is horrible. We can't have load shedding during peak hours. No, honestly. Thank you.
Well, that lady showing us a thumbs down there that would talk to her, saying that she's more productive at home, not able to get to work on time. And we are hoping, of course, the employers do understand the burden that a lot of South Africans are faced with currently, as we heard that gentleman saying that he's on his final warning, afraid what will happen by the time that he gets to work, because he is currently late at this moment and the traffic is a nightmare just on Malibongwe Drive alone.
Yeah, just watch out for that truck coming up behind you there, Aviwe, on your left-hand side. The mirror missed you. Thank heavens for that. A very brave Aviwe Mtila standing in the traffic, being as responsible as he can to get some comments. Maybe working from home. Maybe that's the way again. Remember, we all did it, or most of us did it, during COVID-19. Is there a room for discussion around when we get to, say, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6 blackouts, that employers allow employees to work from home?